Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This, of course, is another anime reaction video. Today, we're finally getting into some more Eden Zero. It's been another week, episode 22. Super excited to get into this, obviously. These next few episodes, I can't imagine they won't be crazy, because after this, it'll be 23, 24, and 25. So wow, after this, there's only 3 episodes left. God damn, that's insane. That's probably when I'm gonna start reading the manga. I can't wait for that to happen, but it'll probably be... Because I haven't started rereading what's been adapted in the anime yet, because I can read up until around, I want to say, volume 7 or so. Maybe like halfway through volume 7 is where I can like safely read up until now without being spoiled, as far as I know. But I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Either way, that's not really important as of right now because, again, like I said, I'm just looking forward to see how this season's going to end. Because I already know it's going to be like crazy, like exciting. It's probably gonna be amazing too. Speaking of like, because I mentioned it before, but real quick, I respect. Like, I've mentioned before that I respect Hiro Mashima's like work ethic. I really appreciate, and but even like putting aside like how his like previous works or whatever he's been doing for like doing manga for like what 20 years now, and not only just like having Rave Master and Fairy Tail and Eden Zero's long running shonen manga that's been popular. The Fairy Tail anime and the Eden Zero anime are also very like popular. As far as I know, they're super successful too, so hopefully there will be a second season of that. But just like even in this moment, like right now, he's been super busy getting lots of work done. You know what I mean? He's got the Eden Zero manga he's working on. He's probably helping out with the anime production. At least I assume so, for Eden Zero. And then on top of that, he's also probably helping out at least a little bit with Konami. If y'all didn't know, Konami is making 2 Eden Zero games. I'm not too fond of Konami as like a company because of some shady things they've done, or like some shitty things they've done in general. But they're making a full-fledged console video game for Eden Zero and a mobile game, so that's going to be interesting. I imagine Mashima's going to be helping out a little bit with that. And then on top of that, on top of all that, he's also done character design for a mobile game, I think. I can't remember what it is. I don't think it came out yet, though. And then he's also, from what I know, he's like in a supervisor position for the Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest manga. I don't know anything about that. I barely know anything about Fairy Tail, but that's interesting. And on top of that, on top of all that, he is also probably helping out with the production of the Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest anime, which got announced pretty recently, from what I know. Goddamn, he's a goddamn workhorse. To be fair, even if he's only like actively working on like 3 of the, like half of that, that would still be a lot. I don't know how he does it. It's actually just it's very impressive. Not even kind of, but that's super off topic. Without like last episode was really interesting. It definitely feels like we're getting close to the big climactic showdown almost, because we're gonna be fucking fighting, Madame Kurenai soon, because she's threatening to burn down the whole labor district. So we gotta fight her. We gotta take her down, hopefully before she takes down the labor district. But one thing that we haven't seen yet is Homura and Valkyrie reuniting. That's one of the few things we haven't seen yet that we came here for. You know what I mean? We came here and we found a new objective, that being take down Madame Kurenai. But the one thing we came for, we haven't even gotten done yet. I imagine it's going to be soon because we got our little collars taken off by Paul. But either way, I'm a bit tense, thinking about what's going to be happening next, especially because we're probably going to have to fight Nino at some point. Then there's the 2 other, big shots, and then there's a big robot, and then the Sentai looking dude. Ugh. I'm super excited. So without further ado, let's get started with this episode 22 of Eden Zero Season 1. As always, unless you're new here, there will be links down in the description below, which will take you to the full-length uncut reaction. So go ahead, follow one of those links, watch the reaction, then come back to YouTube for the discussion. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh, well, we know how this season is going to end. It's going to end with the fight between those two, and oh boy. Alright. I don't know if maybe there was like things cut out or something that would have made this episode like not as good as it was in the manga or something, but as somebody who's only seen the anime, I think that was a pretty great episode. Obviously, the most obvious thing being because holy shit, that was a twist I wasn't expecting, that Valkyrie's been dead. But you know what? She went out like a hero. She had a noble death, and I'm proud to say, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. Even though I didn't even know her, so me saying I'm proud of her wouldn't mean anything. But I'm sure. God, I feel so bad for Homura though, because that's literally what she's been doing for her like entire life after she disappeared. That's fucking heartbreaking. It's both heartbreaking and harrowing at the same time, because for one thing, it wasn't necessarily meaningless, because there's definitely something to gain emotionally and mentally, and I'm sure Homura will grow as a character because of this. But objectively speaking, not taking that into mind, it ended up that she's been. Why did I move my microphone? I'm still talking. I'm sorry. What was that about? I don't know. Um, fuck. Where was I going with that? But, and oh, and the backstory. Oh, I'm so like disgusted by Madame Kurenai. I already thought she was garbage because of how she treated people, but specifically the way she treated Homura and Valkyrie. It made it more personal, and so nothing makes a villain more hateable in a series than affecting, you know, the main characters, and affecting you know, the people we've come to care about a lot directly. Like, making it personal is what really truly makes a hateable villain. So I'm ready for Shiki to kick Kurenai's ass. I can't say there's always a possibility that I'll end up changing my mind and not super hating Kurenai. I'll probably still always dislike her at the very least, but maybe not outright hate her, because maybe there'll be a redemption. But after this episode, I think that's the chances of that are very little. You know, she's already shown her crazy face a few times when she was like, I'm going to destroy the labor district, but then I have zero interest in my daughter. But the thing that will always be in the back of my mind, no matter what, is the way that she was when she was in the labor district. Kurenai was genuinely like saying, I can't go back to my daughter because of my debt or whatever. And then she was genuinely crying. I don't know if those were crocodile tears and she was actually faking it, or if what she meant by I can't go back to my daughter because of my debt, and like her concern that the debt collectors will go chase after Homura instead of her. I can't tell if those were genuine fears she had, or if she was just saying that as like a cover up, and she was just like a really good actor. I could not tell you just now. But the thing is, oh no, I can't justify that. It could be that she stayed there and become, but she wouldn't have to become such a cruel and like arrogant and like just overall terrible person to protect Homura, because after clearing the debt, then you could bring Homura to where you live now. But no, she didn't. So it's very clear that she's like Draken Joe. Draken Joe and her Kurenai, from where my standpoint right now, they deserve each other. Since they only care about money, and they'll kill anybody who isn't providing them with money or like providing some sort of service, like Draken Joe did in his first appearance, where he like crushed a bottle in some dude's mouth. Ooh. Yeah, no. And oh, that scene. Oh, god damn it. It's so sad that Valkyrie's gone, and as far as we know, there's no possibility of her coming back in the future. Hopefully, maybe, because from what I remember, Shiki got his powers from Ziggy, and while Homura does have that sword that Valkyrie would also use, I hope that maybe in the future, if Valkyrie is never coming back, that Homura will essentially become the new Valkyrie and, you know, gain her abilities, and maybe even get even stronger, get more abilities outside of what Valkyrie has, and basically carry on her mentor's legacy. And I swear to God, I'm never gonna drop it, but more than a mentor, Homura, she's your real mom. I don't give a fuck what the DNA test says. There's no way. And maybe it's a nature versus nurture, because like I said, the fame and the fortune, they don't turn you into a terrible person. You were always a terrible person. You just didn't have the money or the fame, or like you had to be nice to people because if you weren't, then you couldn't get by type thing. But now that you can get by without having to be nice to people, you just stop because it was never in your nature to be nice. But the thing is, if that were true, and sure, sometimes parents and children aren't very similar personality wise, but even still, the fact that Homura is so radically different of a person, I think speaks to more that to the argument of nurture is more important than nature. It's more about how you're raised over the way you're born. Because if she ended up being similar to her mother, that would have been really terrible. But there's from what we've seen of Homura now, and even in her past, there was barely any signs of her being similar to Kurenai. But I still wanted to be able to attribute that to Valkyrie's guidance. And I'm sure Homura's going to feel lost without Valkyrie's guidance, but god damn it, it's like Shiki said, you've got friends with you, so you can always keep moving on. I know it's going to be painful. Homura absolutely deserves time to grieve over, Valkyrie, because that was basically her whole life. And I don't know. I think I mentioned it, but I'll mention it again. That's how they can make you hate villains very easily by just making it really personal. So that's why I strongly dislike Madame Kurenai. But you know what? That one prosecutor did a good job of, or the judge rather, did a good job of being unlikable, because even though he recognized he's spoiling his kid too much, making him to a little brat, he admitted to that. He's still like insinuating that Valkyrie couldn't be a good enough parent. Man, fuck you. He is indirectly responsible for Valkyrie leaving in the first place, which I'm not saying it's for the best, but it might have been better. Just leave Kurenai to go suffer in the fucking coal mines. Unless we get some sort of redemption, I'm going to keep hating on Kurenai. I don't like her. And then... And, damn it. I mean, then so much wouldn't have happened, but I think... you know what, it's not important. There shouldn't be any what-ifs. I don't know... Because there wasn't anything like that from what I noticed, from what I remember in this episode, where Homura was like, I wish she stayed with me instead of coming out. It's not worth it. Like, maybe she'll think that when she sees how terrible of a person her real mother is. But, like, Homura will think, oh, it would have been better if you never left and I just stayed with you, because you're more like a mother than my real mother. But... we can't dwell on what-ifs forever. We just gotta stay in the moment and try and enjoy the moment for what it is, and, hopefully we can work together to build a better future type thing. But in the present right now, we gotta beat the shit out of your real mom, because she's not your real mom. She's a terrible person that birthed a good person. All of the potentially, like, positive traits that Kurenai has was sucked out of her and given to Homura while she was still pregnant with Homura. So she just became this terrible person, and Homura was born a really good person. I don't know. That's my explanation. But that's pretty much all I had to say about this episode. Super excited for next week. As always, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single upload in the future. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.